Okay, here we go.
It's You Gotta Be Kidding Me with Tony Perkins and Gary Stein. No, they're not related. They're just good friends. And now, here's Tony and Gary.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 12 of You Gotta Be Kidding Me. I'm Tony Perkins. Oh, my goodness. Boy.
I just wanted to take the steam right out of your intro.
Yeah, well, you
so
did it,
dramatic.
Hello, Rob. That's Rob Spiewak. I said it before I said my own name, and I'm Gary Stein. I don't know what it is about wanting to mess with you, even when we're not doing a podcast.
Right. Well, that's true.
What is that? What is that?
But you have to be professional. I mean, it's,
Oh, now.
Radio,
oh, we're going to start now.
Right,
Come
right.
on.
At this late juncture, right. But the old thing about in radio and I guess in podcasting, dead air. Oh, you can't have dead air.
Oh,
which actually podcasting has kind of changed it because people are now used to, natural conversations in the old days of radio, which I actually kind of miss. It was all right. That was the latest from give me a that was Foreigner. Give me a song. Give me a song. Feels like the first time.
Very good. Go ahead.
All right. That was Foreigner. Feels like the first time. You're listening to WABC Radio, 1:15 after 1. Coming up next, we've got the latest by Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band.
But that was the very beginning of AI. Because none of you guys sounded real. Nobody but we liked it. I mean, here we listened to Cousin Brucey. Do you know who that was?
Well, you used to, yeah.
Yeah, I used to listen to Cousin Brucey.
I actually have a fantasy.
Can you tell it? Can you tell it here?
Yes, I can tell it.
Okay, all right.
We're going to bring Rob in early because I want his opinion on this as well. I think a radio station that today decided to do radio like they used to do it in the 60s and early 70s, where it was the DJs talking up the records. You had jingles and stuff. I would listen to that. I think that would be successful. What do you think, Gary?
I think you and maybe some of Rob's best friends. But no, I like it. I like it. But I think it appeals to us
because we're older
boomers.
Yeah.
And
Rob,
I also don't think that.
What? Wait a minute, Rob.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last week, I gave Rob a very hard time because he wore a TMOS hat, and right now he's wearing. I don't know why he's wearing a top hat that says "You got to be kidding me." Maybe because we're old timey.
No, it's because I have a part-time job on a life-size Monopoly board. I'm a token.
Yeah,
so that's what I do.
Weren't you designed by Milton Bradley?
I was. As far
really
as
good.
that is my favorite type of radio, the boss jock, WPGC was the one I always think of from the 1960s.
Elliott and Woodside in the morning.
Yes, exactly. And before that, Harv Moore, the best.
Yes.
But I don't think people's ears are attuned to that anymore. And if I can just get really inside radio for a second, the way they do ratings now for radio
That's
is
enough.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye. It's been nice. Very, very nice.
No, finish your thought.
Oh, okay.
Don't be offended.
In the old days, it was making people afraid not to change the channel.
Yeah.
They wanted to have something that you were looking forward to, and there was FOMO back then.
Yeah.
Because in 7 minutes you're going to hear the new record from Buffalo Springfield or whatever.
Right.
But now, because of the way the ratings are gathered, it's not doing anything so outrageous that people are going to change the channel.
Yeah, right.
So
Can
it's
you explain
maintaining.
that again.
Sure. The hip bone connected to the knee
I
bone.
have a serious question for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That other show that you do.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So Mike O'Meara.
Mm-hmm. Mara.
Mike O'Meara.
Yes.
Mike O'Meara.
Mike O'Meara. Mike O'Meara gives us a lot of grief about being old-timey.
Sure.
What you guys are describing is very old-timey, but I would think that it would really, really appeal to him. So what do you think?
He likes it, and he's good at it.
Mhm.
He is an excellent disc jockey at talking up records and stuff like that.
He's great.
I occasionally have done, and I'm about to bring it back on our own website, is Rob Radio, which is really just sort of a ripoff of 1960s radio, where I
Okay.
get to play whatever I want and talk up all the records and play jingles and everything. And it's a lot of fun. But I also think it's not an everyday thing. It's maybe a once a week thing. It's an occasional
Yeah,
thing. It's
yeah,
almost
yeah.
wearisome to listen to it over and over because it moves
It's a
so
lot.
fast. It
Yeah.
does.
And
But you're right. I think it's the art behind it that broadcasters appreciate.
right, yeah.
Mhm.
And now that I think about it, I think both of you are right. It's, because I grew up with it, it would be like, oh, that would be cool to hear again. Younger people would not tolerate it.
No, they wouldn't. They
Because you're
wouldn't.
talking over part of the song, right up
Mhm.
to the vocal. They don't want that. Listen, on old soul radio, my dad was a disc jockey on WOOK in Washington D.C. On old soul, not old souls as in old souls.
Yes,
like-
exactly.
like
We know
Gary.
what you mean.
Right.
We know what you
On
mean.
soul radio, R&B.
Soul.
Right. The jocks would sometimes talk during the records, answering what the singer was singing. So, like if it was Smokey and the Miracles, ooh, baby, baby, tell me about it, Smokey.
Yeah.
That they have a line
Yeah.
after, let her know how you feel, Smokey. People would not like that now.
It's very, very different. Yeah. And, Wolfman Jack was a big one for talking
Oh,
over
yeah.
the
Yeah.
Oh,
music.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's the
right.
Wolfman. He was
That's
his own thing.
It's
so.
also, look, we grew up with it, so it's nostalgic and wonderful to us. But the people you're talking about wanting to have this appeal to,
Yeah.
they didn't grow up with it, so they don't
No.
have the feeling for it
No,
that we
no.
have.
You're
Mhm.
right.
You know?
You're right. All
I
right.
actually, in sort of in the same vein, before I duck away, is that they announced this week that they're rebuilding and revamping at Disney World the Carousel of Progress. And they're going to move because it used to go back to like the turn of the century, 1900.
Mhm.
But they're saying no one's going to Disney anymore that remembers 1900.
Yeah. Right.
Whereas when Disney opened, they did. So now the new Carousel of Progress, which will be closed for like a year, is going to start in the 60s.
Wow.
Then they're going to do the 80s.
Mm.
And they're going to end at in the future. But they're just trying because
Wow.
Walt loved to tell stories through nostalgia.
Right.
And
right.
if you can't remember the stuff in the first place, it's useless. So that's what they're
Wow.
going to do down there. So it's sort of in the same vein.
Very interesting. Okay.
It really is. But Tony, Rob's not coming back again for this show.
No, and besides, this hat is way too heavy.
He used up all of his chips.
Oh, thank
so
you,
long.
Rob.
I'm back to buy. I'm going to go buy Reading Railroad.
Thank you for
I'll
the
be back.
hat. Thank you for the hat.
Thank you
I-
for suggesting that.
Love
I
it.
do like the hat.
Love
we might
it.
have to. We
Yeah.
might have to make those and sell them. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We've already taken a detour,
I
but
know.
Gary,
Yeah. I have
for-
something that I would like to do here because
Okay.
you see that all this time
yes,
I've been living with a green screen behind
yes,
me.
yes.
And that's not what we're really going to do with this screen today, Tony.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to put, you don't know about this.
I
I
do
think
not.
our listening and viewing audience already knows. We throw things at each other.
Yes.
You are going to have to describe what we're seeing
Oh, boy.
and I will help you just tell the story, but you have to begin this and talk about what this was. It's not as clear as I would like it to be, but it's pretty clear. It's
I'm
clear enough
scared.
for you to possibly feel like you're having a panic attack.
Okay. I'm scared.
You should be. You should
All
be.
right. Here we go.
All right. Are you
Gary.
ready? I'm going to duck away for a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
Putting an image up on the green screen. I have no idea what he's going to put. What is?
Oh,
Oh
no. Oh,
yes.
no. And then
Okay.
there's this one where you're looking at me going like, save me. Why did you
Right.
get me into this? But then
Right.
this is looking at the guys going, save me. What are we looking at, Tony? For
I
our
cannot
listening
believe you
audience?
have these pictures. Okay, this goes back to Good Morning America days once again, when I was the weathercaster and Gary was my producer. We did. Was this one of the job swaps?
It was a job swap.
Can I
And-
say something first
Oh,
of all?
yeah.
We, I think we kind of originated that, and now people do it all the time.
I think you're right. I never saw anybody do it.
Right.
And I think it always won. It would always
Yeah.
hit a home run. with
Oh
it.
yeah. So we did a thing where I would swap. People would write in. No, they would send in videos of
Yes.
themselves saying why they thought they should do the weather for me on Good Morning America one morning, and why I should go to their town and do their job. And they would
Yes.
demonstrate a little bit of the job and all that kind of stuff. The one which was great.
That's the way
because
most of them work, Tony, but this one worked differently.
oh, did it? Okay.
Can I just tell you a little something about how it worked?
Let me just tell folks who are just listening. The
Please.
image behind Gary is me in some kind of harness. I'm way up in the air, hanging off of a church steeple
Yep.
because wasn't I cleaning the debris off of the steeple? Is that right?
Yes, but why? Why were you cleaning the debris off of a church steeple? Because you did not job swap with a
Oh,
steeple cleaner.
oh, I don't remember
Yeah.
why. Why?
Because you decided that this was the moment in time where you were going to conquer your fear of heights.
Yes, you're absolutely
Okay.
right.
But here's what I have to say about this. There's fear of heights. So we could have had you just like at the top of the Empire State Building,
Yeah.
looking out and having you do that.
Yes.
This is not fear of heights. This is you hanging from ropes off a church steeple.
Yeah.
Remember, there was a crane outside of this church
Yeah.
with the camera on the crane shooting you,
Right.
and you were swinging. That
Right.
isn't exactly just conquering fear of heights. That's being moronic and
You know,
putting you up on a. I mean, this was crazy that
this
was
is
the
one
way
of
we
the
did it.
things that I think television makes you do things that you would not normally do. And because I remember the crane, and
Yeah.
I remember like if I would turn around a little bit because I'm on it's a winch, right?
Yeah,
And,
you're on a
yeah.
winch.
And so I'm moving around, and sometimes depending on the wind, I would just kind of turn around slowly. I remember seeing the crane and realizing, oh my God, we are way up.
Yeah.
First of all, the cameraman on the crane, I was nervous for, and then when I realized I'm right across from him, and where were we? Rhode Island, somewhere in New England.
We were in New England. I think it was Rhode Island or Massachusetts. Yeah, I
Okay,
can't
yeah,
really
yeah.
remember. And if there's any early Good Morning America viewer that remembers this, would you please let us know exactly where this church was? Because I really don't remember. So
It's not your parish?
no.
Tony, will you entertain a question? Because
Yes.
I've done some wacky stuff too. Nothing that involved a crane, but is this the kind of thing you got talked into, or the kind of thing that you agreed to right away and regretted after?
Well, I think Gary is. I think Gary can answer that because when you asked the question, I was going to say, yeah, I think I was game, but Gary seems to think that's not the case.
Yeah, he agreed. He agreed to this, but I have to tell you what the morning was like, Rob, because the operations producer who's out there, making sure that we're getting all the things we need technically, he arranged for the winches and the cameras and the cranes. This was an
A
expensive
big deal.
shoot.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was Tony Mandilli.
Yeah.
We'll have to tell Tony Mandilli to watch this episode.
Right.
And he and I are up there. We're inside. You can see that you have now gone out the window.
Mhm.
That's a windowsill.
And look at my face. I'm not really happy. I'm not happy.
Oh, that's an understatement. That's an understatement. So I have to tell you that we're up there and you're walking around inside. And we're getting close to the first weather hit where you're supposed to be out there,
Mm.
and you're going, I don't think so. I don't think so. The control room is calling me. How's it going? How's it going? And Tony and I are both going, he's going. He's going. We're gonna get him out there. We're gonna get him out there. Trust us. And the first weather hit comes up where you're supposed to go out, and you don't go out.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
So he goes out. No.
Wow.
And I'm talking to Shelley, our executive producer, who doesn't take no for an answer. And I said to her, "Listen, Tony Mandilli and I are going to push him out if he doesn't go out." Yes, I know he's my friend. I know, but she goes, he has to go out. We've spent a lot of money on the.
Yeah.
I go, I know, but I'd be afraid. I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
But I kept saying to her, believe me, one way or another, he's going out there on the steeple, and he's going to clean it.
Right.
Yeah.
And because listen, I could not go out after the expense of all of this, and that's the payoff. You have to go out. So, but I remember, listen, my fear of heights is very, very real. And like you said at the beginning, if we had just gone to the Empire State Building and I looked down, even if I looked down, someone needs to move me away from the fence there because I'm too nervous to move. So this is a huge to go out swinging around this steeple. I don't know how high up we are, but imagine
we're pretty high.
Oh yeah,
We're
a church
very
steeple
high.
in New England. But here's one of the things I do remember, which is funny.
Okay.
Charlie Gibson, who I love, who is, Charlie at one point asked for a wide shot. And because I'm literally in a harness, I'm hanging down from the top of this thing, but there's some kind of protection low behind me or below me or something like that. Charlie was like, "Well, that's nothing."
That's right.
I'm like, "What do you mean that's nothing?"
Oh, forgot I don't even think you're really out there. He
Right,
said at one point.
Right. I said, "I'm out here."
He
He was an
definitely gave you
instigator.
grief.
He
I
really did.
remember that at one point while you're out there, you've got the brushes in your hand
Yeah.
and you're cleaning. You were so game. You were so good about this, and you're cleaning the steeple, and we have a monitor inside where I'm safe,
Right.
and you get a glimpse of the monitor from the wide shot,
Oh my goodness.
and you looked at the wide shot because you told me on a
Oh my
commercial
goodness.
break that absolutely freaked you out
Yeah.
because we showed you the church from buildings away.
Yeah.
And there
yeah.
you are on the top of the church steeple, and I'm safely inside with Mandilli.
So here's what I remember. And you can see it in this picture because you're right. Glanced over, saw the monitor inside through the window there. One of the things that I had to do, I had to concentrate on, like when I'm cleaning the bird poop. And I remember saying
That's what it
something
was.
I remember saying on the air, I'm just cleaning up this residue that birds leave. I didn't know how
You
to
said birds leave and other stuff.
and other
And
stuff.
other
That's
stuff,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I had to concentrate on looking at where I was doing the scraping, or if you were talking to me, turning my head just enough to look at your face. Because if I looked down or something, I was going to lose it. It was crazy.
At any point when they kept telling you the cost of the shoot, did you say, "I'll write you a check"?
Well, fortunately, they didn't keep telling me the cost of the shoot. But you know what? And sometimes you see people on TV. In fact, Charlie Gibson. Now, this was long before you and I got to Good Morning America. And the footage exists. We showed it on the 50th anniversary episode last November of Charlie bungee jumping
Yes,
over
I've
a river.
I've seen that.
Right. And I can't, and he's wearing a Charlie Gibson sweater and some slacks
Yeah,
and
I know.
sneakers. I mean,
know.
obviously he's got a harness on him, but I'm like, I can't believe he did that. But TV makes you do crazy stuff.
I know. He was wearing one of the 2 ties he owned. Do you remember? Like every day we would say something to him like, "Can I buy you a tie?"
I think I bought him a tie. I think for
You might
Christmas
have.
I bought him a tie. Right?
He had a red one and a blue one. That was it.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my
Well,
God.
that
So
brings back a lot of memories. That
when
was
it was all over, we pulled you in through the window, and I think it was pretty cold out there, and you were soaked.
from sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I really felt for you. I thought,
Yeah.
I'm giving you a lot of grief, which I never do. And I was giving you grief out. Oh, come on, just step out, I didn't think I could do it.
That's an amazing memory. That's I mean, that's not something that I think about very often, and hadn't thought about it until you put it up. I mean, in ages. So and
It's
you know
called
what?
blocking.
Blocking, absolutely
Yeah,
right, because
yeah.
the fear is real. I can't say I conquered it for that morning, but I still have the fear. But that was fun. That was
Gave you a lot of credit for that.
Thank you very much. And we did a lot of really cool stuff at Good Morning America.
We're going to
really,
talk
really-
more in other episodes about the job swaps and things that you
Yeah.
did
And-
that I produced. I was there for all of them, and some of them were just nuts.
At
This was
some-
the craziest, I think.
This would be the craziest. At some point, we have to talk about how I managed to sing with Ringo Starr, Carole King, Roger Daltrey, and I'm not Aretha Franklin, and I'm not a singer. Who did I think I was?
You don't have to tell us that. Really? Do you remember that you swapped jobs with the guy who was the lead singer for the Buckinghams?
The Buckinghams. Yes, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
That's
And-
when you needed a winch.
Well,
Get him out of there.
Well, that one was tough. I sang Kind of a Drag, not an easy song to sing. I did not do very well. People were very nice. Oh, it was okay. It was okay.
Hey,
but-
they were an invited audience. You know what? If they're not happy, to hell with
right.
them.
Right, because we did do it in a theater in Chicago, right?
We did.
Yeah,
We did.
yeah. And so their fan club came out and everything, and meanwhile, the lead singer was back at Good Morning America in New
Doing
York
the
doing the
weather.
weather. Yeah,
Yeah.
which was cool,
So
Very,
when
very
you
cool.
said that Kind of a Drag is not an easy song to sing,
Yeah.
for you, what's an easy song to sing?
Well, this one's not.
Oh, wow.
They're the changes. Kind of a drag.
You're doing it like Ringo.
Oh, we'll do that one another time. That's
Wait,
very
who-
quick on the buttons there, Rob.
Rob, that
done.
is great. What was the name of the lead singer, Rob, Tony? Do you guys
I
know?
don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't
But
remember.
it was him.
Johnny Buckingham. I'm
No,
kidding.
it
I
was
don't
not
know it.
I would have bought it. Really.
Yeah, me too. We'll look it up. We'll get that for you later in the show. All right, that's very cool. I love that. That's great. Thank you, Gary.
You're welcome.
So I want to do Since We Last Saw You. Now, this, sometimes it's a little quiz. How many sandwiches have people eaten? Sometimes it's just kind of stuff that has happened, is in the news, or what have you. Got to mention this. Since we last saw you, Gary Stein.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
Yeah, thank you very much. This has come out. It is the new Paul McCartney solo album, The Boys of Dungeon Lane. You'll remember a few episodes ago, we played one of the cuts called Home to Us, which is a duet with Ringo Starr. This album, it's mostly Paul playing most of the instruments. There are some other people on there as well. And it's a very you got the vinyl. Rob B. Wack bought vinyl.
I actually drove to Hagerstown, Maryland yesterday to buy it because it was released yesterday, Friday, right?
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or tape day.
Yeah, right. And so it looks like it's still wrapped. You haven't listened yet?
I'm treating myself today after the show as a reward.
So let me tell you something. Folks, it's worth buying if you're a McCartney fan, a Beatles fan, whatever. I've only listened twice. But my first listen, as is often the case, I thought, okay, this is pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Second listen, already it was like, wow, this is really good. I've talked to friends who have listened to it several times already, and it's some people say this is McCartney's best solo album since Ram in 1971. So that's skipping,
really?
Yeah, that's skipping all over the Wings. Well, Wings, he's in a group. So, but I've got McCartney's first solo album back here. McCartney came out in 1970. It's his most personal album, I think, since then. And in fact, it's very reflective, talks a lot about the old days, not just with the Beatles, but growing up and with his family and all of that kind of thing. And it feels, I don't know, there's a little bit of, wow, what's happening here? Why is Paul so reflective right now and looking back? And it's a little, made me a little nervous.
Does that harken back to Abbey Road or to, like any of the stories about Paul not existing anymore?
Well,
is that what you're thinking?
I mean, Paul's in his 80s, and this really has a feel of, hey, I've had a pretty good life, and really miss these early days and all that kind of stuff. So pick it up, The Boys of Dungeon Lane. And like a lot of McCartney stuff, when it comes to Paul, for me, often my first listen, I'm like, okay, that's all right. And then by the third, fourth listen, like, oh my God, this is fantastic. So,
well, if it's really that good, this should be his last album.
I wanted to ask Tony, I think his most recent really reflective album was probably Flaming Pie, which
Flaming
I love.
Pie, yeah. He did an album called Memory Almost Full. Okay,
that's
Gary.
true.
Listen, look at Gary. As soon as we talk about something that he's not interested in.
What are you talking about?
What?
I just thought I'd catch up on some reading. What do you mean?
You and your pharmacist last week, I never.
Yeah, but that was funny.
Doesn't all have to be funny. Paul has released several reflective albums, Memory Almost Full, Chaos and Creation in the background. In the backyard, but this one's really, really.
I can't wait to open it up. Thank you for the preview. It's gonna be good.
My pleasure. All right, Gary.
Wait, I just want to say something. You know what? I'm annoyed about this because I think that Ringo and Paul should be paying you because I don't think anybody promotes them more than you do. Yeah. And I know that you got some serious money from both of them in the early days, but recently they don't mention you in their concerts, right? And
No,
you
they don't.
talk about them all, you and
All
Rob,
yeah,
actually. I mean, I'm
yeah.
leaving myself out of this. I think that you should ask them directly for some money.
I really should
Yeah.
because, obviously I just mentioned Paul's album and held it up. And funny you should mention, Gary, here's Ringo's album, Long, Long Road.
What, do you keep it in your pocket?
Well, no, I had it here because I was going to say it makes no sense. I said this about the Rolling Stones last week. It makes no sense. These guys are in their 80s and they're releasing
Yes.
still vital music that's really good.
It is amazing. It really
As
is
counterpoint, I just want to applaud Tony because maybe now finally will someone pay attention to the Beatles.
amazing.
I've tried everything I could, Rob.
Yeah.
If they don't catch on, it's not my fault.
Yeah,
All
they could
right.
never be as big as Rory Storm and the Hurricanes.
I also have some breaking news. Oh, we
Oh.
need a breaking news drop at some point.
Yeah.
I have some breaking news. This is also under since we last saw you. I have some election results that have come in.
Mhm.
This is an election that occurred in South Orange, New Jersey. Or is it East Orange, New Jersey? It's one of the oranges.
We don't know, I guess.
Is there a
right?
North Orange? I'm not
No,
aware of
but
it.
you could start one. There's a West Orange,
There's
South
West?
Orange, East Orange, and Orange.
Why is there no North?
I guess they didn't have a proper compass. I don't know. I don't know why, Tony.
What direction is this?
Yeah, exactly.
Just name it Orange. I don't know what that is.
I don't.
Oh, here we go. This is breaking news.
Yep.
Breaking news. The election results are in. An election was held last week in East Orange, New Jersey, at a condominium where they voted for the new. Am I right?
Co-op.
A co-op. Oh,
I helped you there. Go ahead.
Okay. At a co-op where they elected the new board members from the people who live there. The winner was someone we shall not name because I don't know if she has given our permission to name her. But the person who came in second place at this co-op was a Gary Stein who received 47,976 votes. Wait a minute. How
That's
big is this
amazing.
co-op? How big is this co-op?
Because your votes have to do with share numbers. So all the share numbers, like if you own a co-op, you own shares in the building, which is different than a
Oh.
condo. You own a condo. This is the real estate agent part of my life, which is
Okay.
really boring. If you own a
Oh, you know what? Let
condo,
me get a drink. Hold on.
yeah, get something to read. You
Oh.
own you own
Oh.
your place, but this way you own shares of the building.
Oh, okay. So, okay, I still don't understand. So people, are they voting with their shares?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yes, like for my unit, I have something like 4,000 shares, whatever.
So the votes are weighted in essence.
They're not.
The more important you are, the more votes you get.
I wouldn't say it's the more important. I think.
Oh,
it has
I
to-
would.
This is a good way to get back at me. I think. So listen, I'm up here in campaign headquarters here
Okay.
in my apartment, in my
Uh-huh.
studio. Yeah, this was a tooth and nail kind of like just an incredible
Yeah.
fight to the finish.
You came in
And
second, though. That's good.
Well, right. So two people didn't make it onto the board, poor
Okay.
slobs, and and
So-
you see who did make it.
So-
Lee Navelin didn't with 11,000. That didn't work.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that's too low. But
Yeah.
you're on. It's not winner take all. You are on the board.
Yeah, there are 7 people on the board, so I'm one of
Okay.
the board members, and
Right.
I can
They're
give
gonna-
you. What's
They're going
that?
to regret that. But go ahead.
Oh, I think they already do. But people in the building who
Uh-huh.
are shareholders, they're voting and they don't know what I'm like. They just know that, as you would think, in the elevators, in the lobby, I say hi to everybody.
Yes.
And it's not about campaigning. I say hi to everybody because I'm not you. So
but did you have to campaign? I mean, don't you have to put out some statement? I'm for larger
have
garbage chutes or something.
yes. I'm for recycling in a way that we're not doing it. Now,
Right.
yeah, you have to. Well, it's awkward because you might stop people and go, because you sometimes you warm up to somebody because you really want to get their vote, and
Right.
they're just a renter, and renters can't
Oh,
vote. So I just
oh.
wasted 10 minutes with them.
Oh wow!
Even if they're nice, I don't need them.
yeah.
So I campaigned, and I I said to people, this is what do you want to do? And they said, we really need some new blood in there. And I said, well, I would like to do it. But I followed a guidebook that I picked up that had all of the info, all of the secrets. Rob, could you pull that up? That's all the stuff that you want to know about how to campaign.
The Governor Huey Long Guide to Campaign Fraud.
Yes. Now he's in a coffin.
Oh my God, he is in a coffin.
Well, because he was assassinated, but he was the governor of Louisiana. This is something you don't often hear about. Here's a guy who was just out for himself.
You're right.
He didn't really care that much about other people. Everything was about him. He was naming everything after himself.
Right.
I mean, it was just unbelievable.
That's
everything was the Huey Long this. You don't hear anything like that today.
Oh, thank goodness that day is long gone.
It's long gone.
The populace won't stand for that now.
And obviously this book came out posthumously because he is dead on the cover.
Okay.
But
is this book a joke? I mean, it's a real book. The Governor Huey Long Guide to Campaign Fraud. He's in his casket.
Yeah.
And then the subtitle is Winning Elections the Old-Fashioned Way.
Yeah. Yes. That is it. Thank you. Thank you for explaining this to our listeners, which I do terribly. I do a very bad job of that.
Funny.
Is the board excited about you renaming the Kennedy Center after yourself?
Well, will you attempt to rename the building after yourself?
No, but the community room is now called the Gary Stein Community Room, but they don't know it yet. I'm having a marble cutter come in, and he's going to carve my name into because this way, if it's carved in, it's very hard to remove. I'm going to be doing that.
Oh, but as we're finding out, it can be removed. Well, congratulations.
Thank
now,
you.
Are you the vice president, or you're just on the board?
No, I didn't want to be, because I don't want anybody taking any of their frustration out on me. And usually you go after the president or the vice president. No, I felt, because this is my first time on the board, I'm on a committee, and I'm just going to be on the committee, and I didn't want to have any kind of an office.
Okay. I won't, I won't, my journalist hat is coming on, but,
where did you find it? I'm sorry.
Is it a top hat?
It's not a top hat, sadly. It's a fedora, and it has a card in it that says press. Do you remember those?
Really? Yeah. Did you get it from Punxsutawney Phil?
And now I forgot my question. Yeah. So you came in second place.
Yeah.
You have shared with me some things. Haven't you kind of irritated a number of people in the building over the years?
Two.
Okay,
that I know of.
Okay.
But they irritated me.
Okay.
I mean,
we don't have to get into details.
It goes both ways, doesn't it, Tony?
Yes, I'm sure it does. Right.
I mean, not as irritated as when you talk to somebody at cable, or if somebody at Walmart has upset you.
Right. Don't bring up the cable thing, because that'll be the whole rest of the show for both of us.
I'm happy to be on the board so far, and I will let you know how it goes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's great. Very happy to hear that.
All right. Now, I have something I want to put up for a second, because remember when you won like the special, whatever it was, the Comfort In Award?
Yes, not the Comfort In Award.
Yeah, it was the Comfort. The Comfort In Award.
No, have some respect. I am receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award for my career in broadcasting and journalism. Yeah, it happens to be occurring at a Comfort Inn.
Yeah, good.
But the award.
Yeah, why don't you go bungee jump with Charlie Gibson? So I think it's a great award. I don't understand it, but I think it's a great award that you, believe me, this is how I feel. You deserve it. All right. So that's a left-handed compliment. And I'm left-handed.
Right.
I'm going to put something up. Now, you said I was going to see something on that.
Yeah.
You put up a card of the award.
Well, no, I did not say that. You just saw something. You just went right to the fact that this was happening at the Comfort Inn. Okay. I had no expectation.
I want to put up an ad that I saw on Facebook, and I want you to tell me if you see something in this ad that makes you go, what?
Yes, I do.
You do.
Gary has put up an ad, 29 discounts that seniors only get It
If
looks
they
like
ask.
if they ask,
Right.
at
Right.
restaurants, it's showing some McDonald's food. And then it says seniors born 1941 to 1979.
So if you're in your late 40s, you're screwed. And
Oh my God. That's a
you-
senior now?
it didn't take you a second, not a second. And that means that, like, what are we dead? We must be
We
dead
must
by
be.
now. 47 years old, you're a senior.
That is
Who wrote
hysterical.
that?
I
Anyway,
don't know.
yeah.
19, what was it, 41 to 79?
To
That's
79.
hysterical.
Yeah, look. They received 29 benefits. That's great.
That's great.
I think if you're
love that.
47, you have to go in costume.
Right.
Right?
You must. That's fantastic. I love that. All right, we're going to take a break. I have not even promoted that we have a guest on our show today. She is it's our first real guest. Should I say that?
Maybe.
Well,
Donna
could be
Marshall
AI.
counts.
Donna does count, and
Yes.
Lionel Brunswick counts as well. So I shouldn't say that. But our first celebrity guest, she is a world-renowned singer, one of my favorite singers. She was one of my mom's favorite singers, and I kid you not, that is the truth. Her name is Sarah Partridge. She's got some new music out, and we're also going to ask her why she is married to my co-host Gary Stein. That's coming up next. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Tony Perkins, Gary Stein. But which is which? Who is who? You gotta be kidding me.
It's tricky. I don't know what I'm doing there.
Even we can't tell each other apart.
What's even that because
Yeah,
we've been together so long,
Yeah.
you know, and we think alike, we talk alike, we even alike. Oh my God, I just made an old reference.
You
Yeah.
could- yeah. Wow.
Oh.
Patty Duke. You
Patty
sure
Duke
did.
Show. All right, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Before we go to our next segment, Gary,
Yes,
you were
Tony.
sipping something a moment ago. It looks like you're drinking from a can of Hawaiian punch. It's a huge, what is that?
Yeah, no, I've shown you this before. It's just
Oh,
it's just the Yankee.
right. I'll bet you
know,
got it at a Yankee game, didn't you?
I did because I tried to have them give this to me at a Red Sox game when they were playing the Tigers, but they just wouldn't do it, Tony.
Right.
You deduced that all by yourself. You could be on Jeopardy.
I still have my journalism hat on, so
You,
that's
you
why.
do. You do.
Anyway,
It
couple of
doesn't
months.
look like it.
We have an amazing guest with us today. A couple of months ago, I guess it was, Gary, you sent me a song and you said, listen to this and tell me what you think. And I listened to it and I really, really liked it. I was a little surprised to find out who it was I was listening to, but take a look. This is Along the Road, Midtown Direct. Listen to this.
Early one morning, it was way before dawn. I left in a hurry. You were already gone. I knew it was over. Our day in the sun. I shouldn't have known then, but my life had just begun. Another mile along the road to my destiny.
Oh my goodness.
Counting the years, all my tears and my fears.
That gal can sing.
He
ladies
married
and
me.
gentlemen. She
He
is
married
marry
me.
you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show the lead singer of Midtown Direct. We know her. We love her, especially Gary. Sarah Partridge. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, guys.
Hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
Hello there. Hi. How are you? It's
I'm
great. to see you.
good. It's great to see you.
Listen, that's now. I haven't heard the song in a few weeks, and just hearing it again, that is a great song. You wrote that, correct?
Yes, indeed, I did.
That
I wrote the. To be fair, it's kind of a co-write because I wrote the lyrics and the melody,
Mhm.
but my producer, dear old friend and keyboardist who you saw in the video, he this is the Nashville style of writing. He laid down this whole bed of chord changes. I wrote the melody over that and then the lyrics, which is very different kind of writing that I'd ever done before, but it was very cool.
Yeah, and I mean, see, that's one of those things I don't understand how you do it. I mean, having someone present you with, okay, here are the chord changes. What can you come up with? And then you've got to come up with something that fits that,
Yeah.
makes sense to you because you've got to relate to it and make magic. And that is magical to me.
See,
Um,
that's the easy part to me. Having somebody give me the a bit like the chord changes, that is so easy for me to come up with a melody.
Hmm.
You
wow.
know? It's
Wow.
like if I just have to come up with since I don't write music, it's
Right.
all in
Right.
my ears. Coming up with a melody and lyrics without those chord changes in there to even begin with, that's even harder, I think.
Wow. Wow.
So,
I
that's why
think
I'm learning how to play guitar so I
what
can write easier.
Yeah, and you said earlier, before we put you on, I was just, practicing my guitar. I'm like, "What? What
Yeah.
what else are you?" Let's back up for a little bit. Sarah Partridge, married to Gary Stein, and Sarah is mostly known for her jazz music, her jazz career, has performed at clubs all over the United States. I had the great honor of, emceeing one of your performances here in Washington, DC
Yes.
at, Blues Alley, one of the premier jazz clubs in the country. And you have several albums that you've put out over the years, and then you've made this turn to it's more rock and roll Americana. How do you describe this music?
Well, exactly that way. I'd say it's reminiscent of 70s rock, mostly because of our guitar player, and his
Mhm.
influences, and also mine. That was my era of rock and
Mhm.
roll. So, influences of Bonnie Raitt, more recently Tedeschi Trucks Band, um, and some Americana in there too. Our latest song is more an Americana, but I'd say, yeah, like classic rock,
Yeah,
blues rock too. We do a lot of blues because we can.
yeah. And so you have mostly written songs that are jazz, have the jazz motif and all that kind of thing, more of the like popular American songbook type of right. Well, I shouldn't even say that because a lot of it's been very personal to your growing up and experience and
True.
all that kind of stuff. How do you shift all of a sudden into writing a more rock and rollish type of thing?
It's a process. I mean, I number of things. It took about a good year, year and a half of really revisiting that kind of music because I was so immersed in jazz for so long, which is, by the way, a much more complex uh,
Mhm,
pu- writing adventure, and singing as well. This was,
mhm,
in a way, much easier because you're always dealing with like three or four chords. That aside, um, getting into that head took a while, as
mhm.
did singing that music. I've been taking and still am studying with a wonderful vocal coach to sort of come up with my voice for this kind of music, which is nothing like how I sing for jazz. Almost
Sarah,
a new persona.
Sarah,
Gary?
can I just say one thing? Because I've done a really good job of staying out of this. Um,
This is the
because,
quietest Gary has been on the show.
because
This is episode 12.
so, honey, sweet, sweet, sweetie, I do want to say you grew up with this music. This
Yes,
was this was your growing up time. The 70s was yours. So this
absolutely.
is this is like jazz. This is also you returning to your roots. Go ahead.
That is absolutely right, but I never sang it before. The
No.
most I ever sang was in a band in college. Every now and then they'd ask me to come up. The band was a bunch of my friends, and they called themselves the Urban Worms, and they'd have me come up and
And they
sing.
didn't make it? They didn't, the urban worms.
They all made it in the financial markets
Okay.
actually, but not in rock and roll. And I would do a couple of Linda Ronstadt tunes,
Uh-huh.
Heat Wave. I mean, my friends are, Sarah, do Heat Wave. So yes, but Gary, to
Yes,
speak to
dear.
that, as you know, I
Yes.
never professionally sang rock and roll. And if
No.
people said, why don't you do other forms of music, I would say, because other people do them much better than me, I only know how to sing jazz.
But I know what you loved. You used to listen to Bonnie Raitt all the time. You would listen to Melissa Etheridge, to
A
well,
lot
Well,
of
Linda
those.
Ronstadt, Joni
Linda
Mitchell,
Ronstadt,
you
right,
know,
right,
all of
right.
those.
all the people of your era.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it is very familiar to me, and I took to it quickly. But writing and performing in that style is a completely different thing than being familiar with the music.
So, but to go to what Gary is saying, but in a way, did you just have to kind of reconnect with that because it is in your DNA? It is what you grew up with. No, it's not what you've been doing professionally, but did you just kind of have to tap into? Oh yeah, I love this stuff. I can, I can emote with this as much as I can emote with any other kind of music.
Absolutely. I think the most difficult part was the singing part. So my vocal coach and Craig Snyder, who is you've had Craig on the
Yeah.
We
show
did.
actually,
Yep.
yeah,
did.
talking about David Cassidy.
Right.
He's our producer and keyboardist, and both he and Jeff, my vocal coach, would say, first of all, you got to lose your vibrato. You got to make this rougher.
That
Mm.
kills me though.
You
See,
can't extend your notes.
Mm,
You know, it's
mhm.
all different, different.
this has been very hard for me because
It
I think that the jazz shows the quality of her voice that is
Yeah.
rare. And
Yeah.
and I guess it's there in rock and roll, and it needs to be what it is for her.
Well, I'm
But
still refining it. I can add that vibrato back
give me a
now.
little vibrato. Just add a little for me
Do,
at the
do
end.
you
of
want me
it.
to leave the room while she's giving you some vibrato?
No, we should do what we always do when you're in the room. Um,
Oh,
sorry.
no. Oh,
Just a
no.
reminder that they are a
Secrets
married
revealed.
couple.
I'll go back to not talking. I'll
No,
be
no,
fine.
no, no, don't go back to that. but I mean, this is, and I'm sorry. I'll try not to. This is kind of the
No,
nerd in
go,
me.
go,
No,
go.
whatever.
Well, because I hear you about the vibrato, and I've heard you. Listen, I said before we brought you on, and you know this. My mom, God rest her soul, loved your music. She had all your CDs, and the quality of your voice. And I've seen you perform, and obviously, folks, if you're not familiar with Sarah, the Sarah Partridge, the jazz artist, you should go back and pick up some of her music. Where can they do that? As a matter of fact, let's actually put that out there. Or can they? Is it hard to get now?
Well, not if you stream music. All the
Okay.
albums are out there, all
Okay.
of them. I mean, and I have about 500 CDs left that nobody wants anymore, but
Oh well,
you know,
CDs. Yeah, right. Right.
but yeah, all of the albums are available on all streaming
Streaming.
platforms.
So just
People
look up
can
Sarah
also come
Partridge.
to our
YouTube too.
house. They can come to our house and
Right.
they can buy
Private
them
concert.
at exorbitant rates.
That's right.
Okay.
3 cents a CD. Yeah.
Right.
Stop.
Now the new band. All right. So you just what made you decide that you know what I want to try something different?
So that's a painful question, to be honest.
Tony.
No. It's all good. It's all candid
I
here.
know.
So, yeah, people have said, "Why did you sort of depart from jazz?" Because I wasn't having fun anymore,
Mm,
and I couldn't get jobs.
mm,
The places closed down. You know what, Tony? Gary knows this. There's about 10 people, male and female, in this world who have sort of just taken all of the taken jazz to a very high level. Oh, how
mhm.
unprofessional, Gary.
Yeah, it's Gary. Is that your phone ringing
That's
while
his
It was
phone ringing.
it was I
Wow.
said it to go off just now,
Wow.
but
Tony
no,
said,
it was
wow.
it was
Sarah,
on mute. It was
no
on
no
mute.
other this has not happened during any other guest, only when
Only
you're
me.
on.
Yeah.
Does Gary leave his phone on so he can take
I
calls?
need to pull focus. I need to pull focus. I can't help it. I
Probably a
just
real estate. What? Yeah, we're selling it. Yeah. I'll call you back.
I did have somebody do that on the bandstand once. He took a phone call. A bass player took a phone call on the
Oh my
bandstand.
Of
God.
course it would be the bass player.
Right, exactly.
I just want to say something about what you just asked, Tony, because
Yes.
I used to book Sarah. You
Yeah.
know, it used to be my thing years ago to get the bookings.
Mhm.
It
Right.
took me a long time to get her into some of the biggest jazz clubs around the country. And ultimately, she played the Oak Room at the Algonquin in New York. Every single place that I was able to get her into is gone.
Mm,
So
mm.
so when for her, it really is that there were restaurant jazzy places to play where people are clanging glasses and dishes and all of that. And we did that for years. And I'd sit in the audience and be furious
It was a
because
good place to woodshed, so to
Yeah.
speak, to practice for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I'm thankful for that, but then you wanna get away from that, and
Right.
what was happening is that sorry, Gary, I didn't mean to
no, no,
cut
no,
you
no.
off. You know, I got to this level where I was playing some nice places, and then after COVID, really, a
Mm.
lot of places closed, and I was
Mhm.
sort of reduced to playing restaurants again,
Mm.
and I just got nothing from it, you
Sure.
know, and the joy of singing sort of and performing kind of came away, and the audiences just kept dwindling, at least for me.
Yeah.
But what I have found is that jazz has become almost like classical music now. Yeah, you can go listen to background music in a restaurant and have a great
Mhm.
trio playing and nobody cares. But the people who are really being listened to, I'm telling you, there's like 10 people in
Yeah.
the
Oh,
world,
I know. I bet I know some of the names too. It's like they're getting
probably.
all the jobs, and yeah,
And
yeah.
that's it. And then
Right.
and then the rest of us get to go play, you know, for background music in a loud restaurant. And I
Yeah.
just didn't get anything out of that anymore, but I didn't wanna leave music. So
So,
that was a big decision and kind of, you know, I grieved the leaving of it, although I am
mhm.
doing a jazz gig tomorrow, the first one in 2.5 years.
Are you okay?
And
All
I've
right. That's
practiced a
great.
little, and it's like riding a bike. I got
That's
it.
well, Midtown Direct is the name of this band. You guys have performed several performances since the album. Well, now I say the album came out, but it's not
Mm-mm.
really an album. You've just
no. Mm.
because again, the music business has changed. You've just released singles that are available streaming.
Right.
Yes.
So they
Right.
call it a waterfall release. Did you know that, Tony?
I did not.
Waterfall?
No.
The waterfall release is single. 6 weeks later, another single, and then
Oh,
another
okay.
single. And then
Okay.
you can say, oh, we've got an EP, which we're about
Gotcha.
ready to do because we'll have 7, 8 songs and we can then remarket and say, oh, now we have an EP, you know, an
Right.
extended
Right.
play album. That's just kind of how it goes now.
You mentioned the new song, and is that the we have a second cut that I wanted to play. Gary, is that the new song? Is that what we're going to hear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you set that up? Well, Sarah, you set it up. It's your song.
Yeah.
Gary, you be quiet.
So it just dropped
Again?
yesterday.
I'm doing such a good job, right? I am. This is
Actually
my
are.
job in the
Well,
segment. It's my
well,
job in the segment
well,
to
yeah.
shut up.
No, that's
No,
not.
no, I want you two to do this.
Okay,
Really.
all right.
It's kind of icky if I'm running the segment.
Well,
Yeah. Ick.
oh, I see. I you know what? I get that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Sarah. Tell us about the new song.
Well, so
So-
what the way the way I wrote it.
Goodbye.
No, 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 no.
So this song dropped yesterday, and
Okay.
it's a song called Don't Make Me Choose. It's a song that I have wanted to write about this particular subject matter because really I like storytelling in my songs. All of the songs that I've written are stories in this
Mhm.
genre also. Um, when Gary and I first met and started getting serious, long story short, my parents really couldn't stand him
Mm.
and made it extremely difficult. And basically, at one point, my dad said, it's us or him.
Mm.
And he was dying of cancer at the time. So,
Your dad,
yeah,
right? Yes.
not Gary.
Not Gary.
So,
But
you
let me
know,
just say, my
yeah.
parents had the same reaction to Gary. So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I didn't say that I wanted to marry Tony for a very long time.
Thank God.
I
Yeah.
just want to say one thing when you said that your parents couldn't stand me. They hadn't met me.
They hadn't even met him.
Wow.
So I
The
just don't want
idea
people
of
to think that
yeah.
I'm just this horrible jerk, which I am, but they didn't get a chance to really find that out.
wow.
So
Now,
they didn't know me.
was this because he was Jewish or
That I always say was the least of it. It was because Gary was just not what the Partridge family wanted for their little daughter, which was, I guess, the white picket fence and, you know, a stockbroker or something. I don't
Mhm.
know. But he was uh, eh, divorced in show business, not lighting the world on fire at the time. And yes, also Jewish, which was just, I guess, too different for them. I did
Mhm.
not come from an anti Semitic family or a
Right.
racist family or any of that.
Right.
But the one comment that was interesting that my mother said that I'll never forget, I said, you know, you're all concerned about how our lives are, you know, going to mesh because I want you to know that Gary and I grew up in very similar families. And the thing she said was, He's not similar at all. He's Jewish. And
Mm,
that to me was like,
Hello,
okay, it's kind of like
hello.
the movie
Oh,
Gentleman's Agreement, those
right,
subtle little
right,
things that I had never picked up on, but maybe
right,
they were there.
but
right,
also I had just
Not for my
started.
daughter, right? You
They,
know?
right.
they they didn't think. I mean, listen, I made the same choices that Sarah made to be an actor,
Yeah, right.
and
You're
only
both artists.
recently, yes, and only recently, before meeting Sarah, I made the transition into writing and producing, and I was just getting going. When we met, I was one of the writer producers of Totally Hidden Video.
Yeah, if you had been an
Mhm.
So
actor, I never would have dated you.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
No way.
So
I'm going to let that ride. See, look how good I am.
you should keep notes, stuff you can talk about after the show.
Right, right.
So this song, "Don't Make Me Choose," is really about you having to choose between the man you love and your parents, your family.
Yeah, and I tried writing it when as a jazz tune. I just couldn't ever make it work. And then one day I was sitting here in this office and the words just started coming out. This is like a year and a half ago.
Mhm.
And it took on sort of a country thing.
It did. It did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very country. And I was like,
Mm.
whoa, where did that come from? It just worked.
Mhm.
In reworking the song, I didn't want it to be so country and a little bit twangy, but it
Mhm.
does have I think it's got that Americana sort of feel to it. So
And a
Craig
lot of
sort of reworked the chords and made it
Mhm.
a lot more palatable, at least for me and the band.
what gets me is that a lot of the lyrics are actually things that were specifically said. So
Wow.
when she wrote it and I heard this song, it was like reliving something from 35 years
Yeah.
ago. That's when it was. It was 35 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, the song's pretty amazing. "Don't Make Me Choose" is the name of it, and we want to play some of it for you right now. Midtown Direct.
Daddy, please, I'm looking for an answer. Don't make me choose and lose a family. You're dying, and I don't wanna hurt you. Can't you understand me, Daddy? Please, Daddy.
Mm, mm, mm. I love the video too. That's powerful. That is powerful. That's a good song. And so again, this is Midtown Direct, Sarah's band. If you're interested in that song, there are other songs that are out now. It's all streaming wherever you can get it. Tell your friends and everybody because that's a great song. And you know what? I would not be shocked if that song caught on. If there are other artists who would want to do it, because there are people who have lived this same kind of thing that you all experienced. So that's really something. That's
Ours
good
is
stuff.
not a unique story, but it's our
No,
story.
Right,
It
right.
really,
But people can relate to,
absolutely.
right.
Yeah,
You write something specific and everyone else gets something out of it. So
that's right.
that's powerful. Okay. I want to mention that one member of your band is very special to you, your lead guitarist. His name, if I recall correctly, is it Ben Stein? Is he some relation to you, Sarah?
Well, that would be my first son. Yes.
Did,
Yeah.
Our
did,
first son.
did I have anything to do with that?
I guess. Yeah.
Well, here's what I don't think you had anything to do with, Gary. Ben, who I've known since he was a wee little lad, is, folks, not exaggerating, an amazing guitarist. He's been told that by some of the top guitarists in the country.
Yep.
So great to recruit him, to get him in your band, Sarah. Did it take much? Well, tell me how that happened. Did he feel like, no, I don't want to be in your band? You're my mom.
No. I said to him, you know what? Because he had played on a couple of tunes of a couple of recordings on the jazz albums,
Mhm.
blues stuff, because he
That's
can do
his
that.
thing.
That's his thing. He's not really a jazz player, but I said to him, what if we just like record some songs? And maybe I'll try to write. It just
Mhm.
started with that
Mhm.
conversation.
Mhm.
And he goes, okay. And that was it. We just, and then it kind of developed into more than we sort of thought. We
Right.
didn't just dabble in it. We really sort of jumped into it.
He won't like that impression that you just did.
No, he won't.
Don't let him watch the episode. Okay?
So
I'm
he
going
is-
back to his grunting days. He
Right.
doesn't grunt
He
anymore.
doesn't grunt anymore. No.
You know him like no one else knows him. So,
Right, exactly.
well, he is all over the Midtown Direct songs, and he's amazing. Gary, you pulled up a clip of him performing. This is at like an Eric Clapton tribute
Yeah,
show.
there's a great guy from our generation of music whose name is Godfrey Townsend.
Yeah.
And Godfrey like found Ben and said, "Wow, this guy's amazing." And every year he does a Clapton salute. And when Ben was how old, Sarah? I don't remember exactly how old he was when Godfrey said, "I think Ben should be doing the Clapton solos because his fingers are able to fly in a way that I can't do anymore."
That's big.
So this is a Godfrey Townsend concert, Clapton salute at BB King's in New York from just a couple of years ago.
The song is Politician. That is Ben Stein, ladies and gentlemen. That is remarkable. Now, let me tell you something. I listen to a lot of rock and roll. I'm a music fanatic, and Ben, and I've told you this privately, I've told you this before, Ben can play the hell out of the guitar.
Yes.
It is extraordinary, the
You know,
talent that he's got.
Now that I'm teaching myself how to play chords,
Mhm.
and I said to him the other day, I said, I don't know how you do what you do. I really don't. And I said, how did you learn? Because he's self-taught. And he said, Mom, I failed out of college doing it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
stopped,
yeah.
He
Yeah.
stopped going to classes. He stopped racing his bike. He was on the cycling team. And he literally spent all his time playing guitar.
In coffee houses, he was playing, and we
Yeah,
thought,
and in
now
his
you're going to
dorm
do
room.
it.
Oh my God. But I guess that was the education that we paid for.
Right. Well, listen, different people find their talent, their passion at different points in life.
Right.
Some people know it when they're 13. Some people don't know it till they're in their 20s, 30s, whatever it is. And he found what he's good at some other things too. But he found his calling with playing music, and he is amazing. So between the two of you and the rest of your band, I know this is a new thing, but I wish you nothing but success.
Thank you.
And folks, please, go to wherever you stream your music and look up Midtown Direct. Check out these songs. There are others besides the ones we play that are great. Go to your local club and ask them to book Midtown Direct
There you go.
because it's
There
a
you
great
go.
show. And you'll get to see and hear Ben Stein as well as Sarah Partridge and the rest of the band. I hope that our show grows, because one of the things that I would love about our show is being able to turn a whole lot of other people on to stuff that we dig. And we dig you. We dig Midtown Direct. It is fantastic. It really, really is.
Well, thank you. Thank you guys for having me on. I wish Ben was here to talk about it, but he's like building an amp for somebody famous today. So,
Yeah, seriously.
I know. I mean,
Crazy.
that's the other. Doesn't he build guitars too?
Yes.
No, he doesn't quite.
Yes, he
build-
does. Yes, he
No,
does.
he
He
doesn't
buys
build-
he buys bodies, and then
Yeah.
he puts them together and figures out what electronics he wants.
True,
Yeah.
but he gets a lot of help with that. But anyway,
Rob,
Well,
I
we
think
didn't say he
right
doesn't
now.
get help, Sarah. For God's
We'll
sake, I
talk
didn't say
later
he
at home.
I
doesn't.
think we're
No,
ruining
I'm
their
not coming
marriage,
home.
Rob. Okay, listen.
Thank
Gary
you.
Gary never spars with other guests.
Oh, that's not true.
Sarah, thank you so much. I love you. It is great to see you.
You too, Tony.
Great to
Thank
hear
you.
you. And
Thank
when you put out more music, let us know. Come
You
back.
got it.
Sarah, I dig you and I like you.
I dig you too, babe.
Thanks.
See you later.
See you later. We're going to the theater tonight.
Oh, are you really?
Death of
Wow.
a Salesman.
Oh, really? Who's in
Yeah.
it? Wait, I know who's
You
in it. Isn't
know?
it a star? It's a star, right?
It's Nathan Lane. It's
Matthew Broderick?
no,
That's another
Laurie
show.
Metcalf.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
directed by
You're
Joe
going to see
Mantello.
that?
I've seen it already with my sister.
Oh.
Sarah was out of town, and I won tickets, and I won them again yesterday, and for tonight.
How did you win tickets twice?
Tony, you know what?
You know
As
what?
she said, her parents didn't dislike me just because I was Jewish.
Let me.
But I have a way to get there's a Broadway lottery, and I play the lottery every day.
All
don't
the
even say it.
co-op members
That's
get
what I'm
free
saying.
tickets. That's
That's
what
right.
it is.
Oh,
what
I
it
was
is.
going to say, because I was going to put on my journalism hat and say, you are already abusing your office.
Oh,
You
I
know?
hope so. I hope so. Yeah, I'm planning on abusing it a lot more. But listen, I'll got to tell you something.
Yes.
I can't afford tickets that are $250 a
Oh,
piece
yeah.
anymore.
It's
I
crazy.
play the Broadway lottery, and we go to a lot of shows. $49 a ticket.
That's
And
great.
and maybe you're not going to get exactly the seat you want, but you're going to get decent seats.
Yep.
We've seen so many shows this year.
That's
so-
great.
Isn't it
Yeah.
amazing that $49 is the winner?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
want to jump in one thing
Yes.
is I think it was the last time that Sarah played Blues Alley in DC.
Yes.
Gary, you were kind enough to invite me and I went out to support you. I had no idea of the breadth of her talent. And when she sang that night, she blew me away. I mean, like jaw-dropping, fantastic.
You sat with us. I remember looking at you while she was singing because you're wonderful. And there are a lot of people who say, "Oh, okay, I'll go in," because she doesn't promote herself to people like around here. She walks Joe, our greyhound, in the morning,
Mhm.
and people don't know what she does. And she
Mhm.
invited some of them to come to her last show. They came because they wanted to be supportive of their neighbor.
Yeah.
I love when that happens, I don't look at Sarah. I watch the people.
Yeah.
And I watch them change from supportive to I can't believe what you do.
That's
and
what
you did
happened with
that.
me.
And to build on that, when I'm producing the clips and stuff for today, I pull Don't Make Me Choose and I listen to it and then I listen to it again and I listen to it a third time
Mm.
and I say, she again is amazing.
She's
And
amazing.
it's I encourage everybody to check out
Yeah.
any of her projects because they're really quite staggering, Gary.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
amazing stuff.
Thank you.
And she,
Thank you.
I mean, she's so, and again, we're not just kissing butt here. She is amazingly talented. And I've got the same story as Rob. My producer, my friend tells me, "Oh, my wife's a jazz singer," and blah blah blah. It's like, okay, all right, yeah, I'll come see her. Blown away. I mean, so anyway,
Hey, and then Tony, Charlie Gibson's the one who got her on Good Morning America.
that's right. That's
He-
right.
He was
Yep,
a fan.
that's right.
Great.
Yep, very good. All right. I'm going to ask a question here because we promised to run episode 2 of The Amazing Return of Sal and Junior. I think we have time. Do we have time, Rob? If we don't, Rob has left, so apparently we don't have to. You know what I think? I think Rob takes breaks during the show, and we don't know that.
I don't actually take breaks. I was
Okay.
kidding. I was
No, I'm
only
kidding.
giving you a hard time.
I'm kidding.
No, of course we have time. I mean,
We have time?
we'll be a couple minutes longer than we normally are, but I mean that's just a gift to the listener.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Right. They're getting more for their money.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, most of the listeners would hope.
Rob
we'd be-
made a noise. I heard the noise.
All right. Okay. So, as you know,
Yeah.
we're running it in serial form. This is a celebration of Gary's family today, really. This is The Amazing Return of Sal and Junior. If you don't know what we're talking about, go listen to the last 2 episodes. This is episode 2. Anything you need to say to set it up, Gary?
No, it followed episode 1.
That
And
was smart. That was a good decision.
and this is what I always did as Junior to Sam and Graffia's Sal. I blame him for everything
Okay.
because nothing could be my fault. And
Mhm.
this episode is about why we were taken off the air of the fake show that we made believe we did in this series.
Okay. Well, that's a good setup. We needed that. Here it is, episode 2 of The Amazing Return of Sal and Junior.
We went off the air because of him. What?
We didn't rehearse that. When you told me we're going to do.
Excuse me. Stop. People like it when you're honest, right? You got to tell people what's really going on here. Tell them why.
I'm not going to tell them that.
Yes, you got to do that because nobody's going to watch if you don't give them some reality stuff. It's reality television. Now
We're going to talk about our wives.
Yeah.
My wife, unbeknownst to me.
Unbeknownst
to me.
Like you never knew. I knew right off when you met her. Go ahead.
So, my wife, unbeknownst to me, was Lebanese. She became Lebanese.
She had a bigger mustache than you did.
She became Lebanese.
She became Lebanese. She didn't start out Lebanese. She was Lebanese when she was 4 years old.
Then she became Lebanese with his wife.
Yeah. Yeah. So we didn't talk for a little while. Yeah, we had a little.
It was awkward.
It was awkward. It wasn't good.
The two of them.
Now mine was not. She was turned by your wife. She was turned by your wife.
These things happen. Yeah. These things happen. I was, I don't know what to say. I was unprepared for the whole thing.
So was I.
The whole incident caught me off guard.
Junior's still in therapy.
To make a long story short.
I wish you would.
I said, you're going to hell because you're Lebanese. And you know what she did? She took my fucking accordion, she threw it out the window.
That accordion had a sound you don't often hear.
Out the fucking window.
I got to say one thing. I don't think I could have sung the way I sung if it hadn't been for that accordion.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It was very difficult when I'm out. Can I say one thing also? Beautiful singing voice right here from this gentleman. Beautiful singing voice.
All right. You know what? Now I'm embarrassed.
Sing like an angel, if I may say that.
You say it again.
So the wives were Lebanese, eh?
I'm looking at, you know what? And I have heard that since. I have to tell you that when we did that the first time in the 90s, we had never heard anybody refer to that as Lebanese before.
Right.
Now you hear it a lot, you know, and now and I don't think we would ever say that again because it's insulting, but it was just funny.
Well, thank God you didn't say it. They
no.
said
it. I'm looking at all the hand gestures, you know, that we got going on here. You know,
it's very funny. That is very, very funny stuff. That's to watch the two of you together, improving and just having a good time. It's really great. All right, so that is the amazing return of Sal and Junior. Which you can find on YouTube. Just search The Amazing Return of Sal and Junior. There are 8 episodes, all of them about 3 minutes, easy to digest. And again, if you like it, tell your friends. We're hoping that, you know, we make some contacts with some people who can make things happen for us. While we're doing it, I have co-written a screenplay with my friend Kevin DeLallo. It's a comedy. If any of you are movie producers, it's very timely. You know, reach out.
Tony, no, don't do it that way. Read the whole thing right now. Read the entire script right now, you know, all the characters, and let's get these people invested. Come on.
Now we're out of time. I don't have it in front of me. That's what we'll do the next episode.
I have a book idea that I wanted to talk to the audience about.
That'll be the 4th episode.
Okay, all right.
I have a TED Talk.
We all got something, folks. Listen, thank you so much for listening. Thank you to Sarah Partridge, Midtown Direct, Ben Stein, Gary Stein, Rob Spiewak, Josh Soroka, and all of Bob Fay. Want to thank Bob Fay for putting our episodes up. Go on Facebook. It's the You've Got to Be Kidding Me fan club. Yeah. And Bob puts them up right away. So we really appreciate that. That's going to do it for this episode. Don't forget, tell your friends, tell your lovers, tell your enemies, tell your, who else?
Tell relatives. People you haven't met yet.
Right. All about the show. Yep. Help us to grow it. We're looking for 75,000 viewers and listeners tomorrow. From each of you. Tomorrow. Yeah, we need it by tomorrow. We won't explain why. Thank you very much, sir. I've enjoyed it.
I've enjoyed it too. I think we should do this again.
I think we'll do it again. Yeah. Now I'm sure you need to get back to your board office to scam some more Broadway tickets. So I'll let you.
Yes. I sell those. Yeah. We happen to be going tonight, but normally I sell them to people.
We'll see you next time.
Ridiculous rates. Like, I got some here. Let me just say I got a whole bunch of tickets.
I want to buy.
Thank you for listening to another episode of You Gotta Be Kidding Me. Make sure you continue your visit on Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And follow us on YouTube. This is Donnie Simpson speaking for You Gotta Be Kidding Me, a production of the Podcaster's Warehouse. And yes, I endorse this podcast.